So we're in Marco Island, and so we're trying to find a bar where there will be some girls. Cause did Captain Brian put you in the penthouse?
I did stay in the
Oh,
penthouse.
so we're in this incredible penthouse, fucking like a 3-bedroom monster penthouse. So we want to find chicks. So we show up at this bar, and it's called Vandy's, and we go in not knowing anything about it. And then we get in there, and they're like, "Yeah, Mike Vanderjack owns this bar." We're like, "Well, where's he at? I wanna meet him." And they're like, "Well, he doesn't really come around."
Well, explain who Vanderjack is.
Oh, Mike Vanderjack's a kicker for the Colts, who was a douche. Who is famous for talking shit about Peyton Manning, but just a douche with like blonde highlight his hair. It's just the worst. One of the worst dudes ever. Just a douche. So we kind of wanted just out of like to mock like a picture with him or something we thought would be funny or whatever. So we asked the bartender, we're like, "Hey, where's Vanderjack at?" And they're like, "He doesn't really come around because he used to coach like little kids football, but some kid kept heckling him, calling him wide right, and he choked this little kid." So he choked a 12-year-old, and then they were like, "And he was fucking," and the bartender's like, "And he was fucking one of the waitresses here," and his wife came in and caught him. So he doesn't hang out in the bar that much. So we start drinking and shit, and as the night goes on, and Jeff never really got in a lot of trouble. He's a pretty good kid, and I was like, and I'm a huge Bronco fan, and we have Peyton Manning, and I know Peyton Manning hates Mike Vanderjack from the old days. So I was like, "Yo, we should steal something out of Vanderjack's bar. Let's just see if we can." So Jeff starts walking around trying to steal something, but it's all like in the wall. And then as we're walking out the door, there's a Mike Vanderjack. There's 2 Pro Bowl jerseys hanging on the wall. One Edgerrin James and one Mike Vanderjack.
Yeah, I take Vanderjack over Edward James.
So we have these girls that are going to take us to the penthouse, but we grab them both off the wall, these huge framed photos, and then we take them to the house, bust them out of the frames, and we just start wearing them like football players.
Wait, so there were more than one jersey?
Yeah, we got an Edgerrin James and a...
Oh, you took both?
Yeah, I got a picture of them. They're fucking huge. They're literally, the frames are as big as that fucking TV screen.
How did you take them out of the club?
We took them right off the wall, and then and they barely fit in this car because they were hanging on like a string. You ever hung? That's all they were on. And then
so you took. They didn't have them locked down.
No. And they were right by the front door.
See, I thought you like busted the glass or something. So you took the frames.
We took the whole frames to the house.
You took them off the wall.
Took them off the wall.
What car?
Barely jammed them in this chick's cars, and these chicks are like freaking out. We're like, "Go wait in the car." Look how big these are.
Right.
That's the whole fucking frame we took off the wall. They're huge.
So you take them off the wall. You take them, you put in this chick's car. No one sees you leave.
No one sees us, right? So we go home, and we bust them out of the frames. We put them on. We're drinking. These chicks are wearing them, like, naked because they're long, so they're like dresses. We're just having a party with them. Then fucking so then the next day we have another party, actually. This is like on Thursday. Then we have another party. These 5 chicks from Chicago come. Everyone's wearing them again. These jerseys got like beer and fucking glitter.
I heard you guys
on
were
them.
in the pool in them.
No, we didn't wear them in the pool, but we partied in them. And then so we told Captain Brian, thinking he would think it's funny, and he kind of laughed. And then he left that night. We didn't hear anything from him. And then Jeff's like, "I don't know if he liked it." I was like, "I don't know if he liked it either. Let's just keep eating." And fucking the next morning we get a call from Captain Brian. It's like 10 in the morning. And there's girls all over this penthouse, fucking girls sleeping in the Edgerrin James jersey. Captain Brian calls us. He's like, "Hey, man, you got to take those jerseys back. You guys are going to get me in trouble. I can't have a bad name in this town." And we're like, "Oh, man."
He is like the mayor of that town.
So we're like, "Fuck." And Jeff's like, "What do we do?" And Jeff's never done anything bad. So he's like, "I don't want to give these back," because no one's ever said no to Jeff. He's like a hot chick. He's like, "What do you mean I got to take them back?" So he's like, "No, man." And I'm like, "Jeff, we got the story. We got to take them back." He's like, "I don't want to." I was like, "Just come on." So the frames are all fucked up. We just take the jerseys, we throw them in the bottom of the frames. We have these chicks drive us to the bar. We just set them over like the balcony and leave them there. We call Captain Brian. We're like, "What jerseys?" We don't have them. And he's like, "What jerseys?" And we pretend like it's done. So then the whole rest of the day, Jeff's just like, "Man, fuck, Captain Brian's a snitch. Why snitch on us? I want these jerseys." So we go through the whole night. And Captain Brian he doesn't come to the show on Saturday night. So we just go on about it, whatever. And then the next thing you know, on Saturday, so Jeff's still mad about it. Sunday night comes. We do the Sunday shows, and we're trying to find a bar to go to because it's our last night, and we want to have one more party at the penthouse. And then, but all the bars are like dead. So they're like, "There's one bar open," and we're like, "What?" And they're like, "It's Vandy's," and we're like, "Oh man, we can't go to Vandy's, man. We can't. We're gonna get in trouble." And then
That's down on the end of the island.
Yeah, and we keep drinking a little bit, and then we're like, "Fuck it, we're going to Vandy's." So we show up at Vandy's, and it's Vanderjack's birthday. So they were having.
He is there that
No,
night.
he's not there. But he had. I think he was there and then he left. But they're like, there was a lot of people there because it was his birthday. So we're there and we're drinking and everything. And
Are the pictures back up on the wall?
pictures are gone. So we're like, we don't know where the picture we don't know where they're at. So we keep drinking and drinking more, and then eventually we're just fucked up. And I just tell Jeff, I was like, you know what'd be gangsters to fucking steal these jerseys, take them back, and then steal them again on his birthday. Jeff's like, yep, we got to find them. So we start kind of looking around through the kitchen or the offices, and then all of a sudden I go in this like banquet room, and they're sitting there on the floor. I'm like, fuck it, got it.
Were they in the frames yet?
They were still just in the bottom of the frames
Oh.
where we left them because we busted out the back of the frame. So it was easy. So I just reached back in the back of the frame, grabbed Vanderjack's jersey, put it up my shirt. Because Jeff's ass was telling people, he put a bounty on it because he's like, fuck Vanderjack, fuck Captain Brian. I'll pay anyone. He was telling all the waiters and waitresses, I'll pay anyone $3,000 if you steal that Vanderjack jersey back and you send it to my house in L.A. No questions asked. So we won. That's how bad he wanted it back. So I steal it out of the thing. I run across the street. I text Jeff. I'm like, come outside. Come across the street to the 7-Eleven. I got some girls. And he comes out and fucking in Jeff fashion. He's like, man, what the fuck? Where are these girls? And I had it up in the back of my shirt. And I just go, I got a present for you. And I hand it to him. And he's like, oh, shit, we got the Vanderjack jersey back. So we go back to the house. And then he has to fly to New York to film a show on Monday morning. So he wakes up at like 8 in the morning. He takes off. I'm sleeping in that. I was just going to stay in that mansion for like 2 days because then I had to meet him at Charlie Goodnight's in Raleigh. Then I get a call from this Captain Troy dude at like 12.
Because everybody's a
Everybody's a
captain in
captain.
Marco Island.
I get a call and he's like, yo, you got to get off the island. The cops are looking for you. And I was like, oh, shit. He's like, seriously, the cops are looking for you.
No, it was Captain Todd.
Yeah, Captain Todd.
I know Captain
You know
Todd.
Captain Todd.
I know Captain Todd.
And so Captain Todd called us, and then I was like, oh, shit.
You got to get off the island.
So I pack up all my shit, and I go down and hide in like the bushes down.
And it's very much like Dukes of Hazzard. If you can get over the bridge,
Yeah.
they can't come after you. It's like they lose jurisdiction.
And I knew this girl in Naples, and she knew people that were on the island and said, hey, can he come pick you up? They come pick me up and took me to Naples. And then we were fine. And then Vanderjack started, the police and everyone started calling me and Jeff. We're like, fuck it, we're not going to answer. Like, what is he going to do, extradite us from fucking
like how
LA?
are they going to find the jerseys?
So we have all these voicemails of Vanderjack saying, hey, man,
Did you
give
say,
me back my jersey.
Did you save the voicemails?
Yeah, it's on the RE's thing. Jeff plays them, but he's like, you guys were right under the camera. You're not that sneaky. We saw you. We know you have them. Give me back my jerseys, bro. Come on, man. That's not cool. We're like, fuck
So
you.
was he nice about it?
Yeah, he was actually really cool about it. So
Aw.
then eventually we felt bad, and then our lawyers were like, because then he sent us a contract. He's like, you guys can't talk about this anywhere. Give me my jerseys back. Send me $2,000, and you can't talk about it in your act or a podcast or anywhere.
Send me $2,000.
$1,000 for each frame. That's what he said it cost.
Okay.
So we were like, fuck you. We're comedians. Well, you can't tell us how to. We're going to say whatever we want. We'll never sign a contract that says we can't tell the story. No shot.
Yeah, that's why
And
we
then-
do things.
Yeah. So we ripped up this contract, and then he fucking threw a fit about that. So we were like, fuck it. We're just not giving it back. And then our lawyers were like, then his lawyers are calling our lawyers, and our lawyers like, yo, you got to give that jersey back. It's like a felony because it's a game-worn Pro Bowl jersey, so it's technically one of a kind.
Yeah.
You can't. It's like, he's like, if they had to put a value on it, it's probably like $15,000-$20,000.
Yeah, that's felony
So then
shit.
we had to fucking send back the jersey, send him $2,000 for the frames, and he tried to charge us $700 for
and
the
pay for the
contract.
lobster you ate at Captain
Yeah.
Brian's.
And luckily Jeff sent him $2,000. We gave the jersey back, but I got robbed. My dad robbed me $80,000 one time.
What?
Tried to kill my dad. My dad was in prison the whole time I was a kid. That's why I actually moved to Vegas. My dad got out of prison, and then I was in college in Phoenix, and I dropped out to kind of try to start.
Okay. You have to start over. My dog was chewing on something, and I was like, thought she was gonna die. But I'm hearing dad, prison, tried to kill me. I want to hear this story from the beginning.
So my dad went to prison when I was a kid, and then my mom told me he was in college and shit.